one simple question for 30. Yeah. 30, sorry. So you are playing with your brother. So Ravena's brother is here for the after 6 years, if I not wrong. Yeah, yeah. You have to wait. You have to wait for 6 years to play in the one game. Then what? How do you feel about it? As your coach mentioned that it's the newest team. Yeah. Thank you.
Um, well, it feels good, definitely. It made me feel more comfortable being in the team, especially with my brother as the captain. He just prepped me pretty good. He was basically doing his part as a captain and making everyone else, not just me, feel comfortable around the team and try to just do our jobs. Definitely feels good to play with him again after years of waiting, and I can't wait to play with him some more because he's a really I look up to him, and he's basically one of the people that really guided me growing up and playing basketball and really taught me how to play the sport. And yeah, I can't wait to learn from him and learn from Coach Mark and everyone else in the coaching staff. So it's a great feeling to have him again as a teammate.
Jadi pertanyaannya adalah ini ternyata adanya daripada Kiefer. How many teams? How many years did you?
I think five years.
That long. Okay. Menunggu 5 tahun untuk bisa main bersama kakaknya Kiefer, dan memang dia juga sangat look up to Kiefer dari sebagai captain. Dan Kiefer was also first time captain the national, pertama kali menjadi captain di national team Filipina, dan menjadi kapten yang baik, semua dapat sebagai leader dan pemain yang baik, dan dia berharap juga bisa tetap belajar banyak dari kakaknya bersama dengan tim Filipina.
Okay, thank you gentlemen. Thank you coach. Thank you Terdi. Thank you Paulo. Selanjutnya tim Indonesia. Thank you. Itu minta dikirimin apa? Indonesia. Rekamannya karena katanya aku udah kirim apa kode booking yang live-nya gitu. Ya, good night everyone. Thank you Coach Toro, thank you Arki sudah datang. Coach Toro, could you tell us about this game?
Okay, I think that our players give their maximum today. I think they are fighting. They try to do all the best. We were competitive 3 quarters, but we were short in our rotation. We have just 3 big guys, and all of Vincent, he was our first option on position 5, and Kevin, and their first time they have to carry the team. That was our option. Even in the last quarter, Vincent have a cramp from all the efforts what he had during the game, because we don't have any option. We have a 16 years old Derek on the bench, and the guys. I'm not complaining for anything. This team of Philippines in this moment, they are better than us. They have a very talented team, very athletic with 12 players. Some of them 6, 7. PBA players: Perez, Chua, Rosario, Pogoy. But also they have a guy who is dreaming about NBA, Tordi Ravena, who is not a great shooter, but when something going wrong is wrong. He was shooting 3 out of 4, and probably he is the worst shooter in their team. But the level of confidence when they play against Serbia, they lost 60 points and they couldn't make one shot. But we didn't beat them. I don't know from when. and they have a lot of confidence. They were more athletic than us. They have more big guys. They were over-rebounding us. They had 22 rebounds more, you know. But you know, 3 quarters were very good for us. You know, we were competitive. We were close to change the game, but I think that the quality in this moment and talent is and athletic possibility are on their side. If you remember, I have to mention that we are not coming in the game on the same conditions, you know, because I expected that they watch the game against Korea and they make the same tactic like Korea. They didn't give us to play the system what we are playing. They push us to play individually. And if we play individual basketball, we are not that good. You know, if we are in a system, we are good. If we are not, we don't have dominated players who can do that. And secondly, when they switch, we don't have mismatch inside because our big guys are not that dominated, not that strong inside, and that's how they made a difference, you know. But you know, I think that with 2 guys who didn't play today, you know, that we can be competitive with everybody, you know. That's how it is, and I really appreciate the efforts of the players, you know. Philippines are better in this moment than us, you know. They are younger, they are more athletic, and I think that in this moment we give our maximum. Maybe we can play a little bit better, but it was very, very, very difficult in these circumstances when we first time when we face the system of Philippines, we didn't know anything about them. I don't want to say that if we have a scouting that will win the game, but it will be easier for the players to play. And that's only my concern. You know, we'll continue to play. We will go now to domestic league. And I think that we will be more ready for the next windows.
Arki, silakan bisa bahasa Inggris, bisa Indonesia.
You know, for the hand that we were dealt, I think we did the best that we could. A lot of guys had to play more minutes than they expected or have experience in such a high level of basketball. But yeah, we're a young group and we're still learning from Coach Toro and trying to adjust to the system. So I think overall, I mean, we tried, but if you look at the stats, they out-rebounded us. They shot well, but just wasn't enough.
Ada yang bertanya? Calvin ya? Calvin, Adrian, satu lagi. Calvin silakan. Wina, okay. Calvin silakan.
What do you think in the first window for Indonesian national team, because we lost 2 times and we lost with 30-point margin when Thailand can make a small difference with Korea in the afternoon, and what we need to adjust to compete with another Asian team in the qualifier in second windows. Thank you.
Even if we have 2 guys, Brandon and Lester, in this, you know, maybe we can be more competitive. But before, our target was Thailand, you know. In this moment, if you think with that we are 58th position in the seeding of world, you know, we are 88, Korea is 30, and Philippines are 31. You know, they are 58, and we are they have the both teams, the both national teams have a very strong league. The players are coming from very strong team, and our target was Thailand. But in this situation, you know, with these two guys, you know, everything was possible, you know. But you know, that's a real thing. You know, you cannot expect it that we can win this game without help, you know. And like Arki said, we give our best, but in this moment, the both teams are better. I don't care if Thailand lost 7 points, you know. The Koreans were shooting 30%. They were shooting 12 out of 40 3-point shot. That's not Korea. They were over-rebounding by 14. In next windows, Ratliff will go back and they will beat. Doesn't matter how many points you lose, you know. It will be in the end between us and Thailand, you know, who will win more in Thailand or here in Jakarta. That's how it is. Our goal and our reality in this moment is Thailand, and we will do everything to prepare to be much stronger for the next window. That's only what we can do, you know. Thailand, Korea, and Philippines. After the draw, after the grouping, you know, it was very difficult, you know. It can come, I don't know who, but it was very difficult to touch them. But our realistic thing is Thailand, and we are targeting Thailand. And everything what we are doing is to beat Thailand more than, or to beat 2 games. But don't forget, Thailand is a very strong team. But we will make a strong team. We are not a strong team in international competition, but we'll make a strong team.
So, Coach, I'm Adrian from Main Basket in Indonesia. So, can we take out the variable of Brandon and then Lester Prosper? What do you see from these guys? I mean, specifically, is that shooting? Is that their defensive transition or something like that need to improve? Second one for Arki. You shot. I think in the last 2 games you shot 2 per 12. Is that bother you, or it's just you just let it go? Thanks.
You know, if I understand you, you ask what we have to improve.
Yeah.
First of all, we have to. The problem is, you know, that we are not enough athletic. Our players are very smart, very disciplined, and tactically very good. But we are not, even we are small, but we are not enough quick, you know. And that's our problem, to work on them next 6 months, you know, to maybe to try some other players, you know, somebody, because we have just 2 point guards. I don't know, Arigi, if he can join us because of his college. You know, we have to work with Derek. You know, Derek is a really future of Indonesian basketball. For 2 years, he will be very competitive in international competition. But he must work with these guys that he can improve, because with this age 16, he will not improve too much. They have to work with, sometimes they have to work with us, and that's the future of Indonesian basketball on the toll, because for the moment we don't have internationally dominated big guys.
I think you're right. I'm 2 for 12 in the past 2 games. You know, I'm my own worst critic. I don't think I performed well, but you know, my role here in Team NAS is different compared to my role in my team in Satya Muda. And so I'm just trying to fit my role into coach's system and trying to adjust my game to a system so it works, because if, you know, there's a lot of talent in this team, and if everybody has an ego, this team is not going to work. So, you know, I'm just trying to fit in, see how it works out, and hopefully find a rhythm by the next qualifier game.
Okay. Hello, Coach. I'm Wina from Indonesia, from Pikiran Rakyat. Coach, first of all, I want to ask back to the game. What happened after you can minimize the gap score to the 5 point, and then what happened with the team? Because after that, some of player make a turnover, and then the second, what will you do to the second window? Are you gonna call the new player or what? Okay, thank you.
Basically, I will start from your second. That's a maybe we'll try some of the player, but this corner of the player will stay. You know, we don't have too much. Maybe one or two players will be invited just to see the. It's very difficult to play with that athletic team, you know, and what's happened. The turnovers, they are not new thing in our team, you know. We have to be realistic, you know, and turnovers is coming. Our point guards is not so high, you know, and when they come in a situation inside, when the big guy is coming, it's very difficult for them to pass the ball, you know. I mean, we are undersized, but what we have to do, we have to improve our aggressivity. That's the main point, you know. But I have to tell, we were looking different especially with Brandon. You know, Brandon is giving us aggressivity. Brandon is giving us a game one-on-one. He is able to. He is the guy with the most energy I ever see in my coaching career. You know, that's what we need sometimes on the court. You know, these games will be totally different if let's say he is playing. You know, also Lester also can help us, but you will without this. With these two guys, it's very difficult to touch Korea, and I hope that, you know, we will be completely for the next window and be more competitive, because our windows start, our qualification for FIBA Asia start in November, not now.
Thank you, Coach Toro. Thank you, Arki. Terima kasih, teman-teman. Selamat malam.